Let's play pickleball. And interesting, Tereschenko and Wright won the toss and chose the end they are currently on. So that is different than what others have done.
Yeah, not sure if the conditions have changed at all in the last few hours, but certainly the near side has seemed like the side with the advantage in all the other matchups that we've watched.
And there's that power from the ace of spades from Sheehan-Dizon. My goodness.
Yeah, the exit velocity coming off that. Part paddle, part just her ball striking ability, but I'm not sure if anybody hits it much harder.
And there's a laser off the top of the tape, and sorry, not sorry from Sheehan-Dizon. 2-0.
2-0-1.
Good try to scrap their way forward, but nice pressure from Wright and Tereschenko.
2-0-2.
Yeah, don't mind the drive choice, but anytime you're missing a drive wide, you have to ask yourself, were you going for a winner? Because if so, tough to do in doubles.
Yeah, just find a bigger target, as you like to say. And she broke the ball.
Talked about the power of the ace of spades paddle.
Yes, we did.
Full display right there.
Full display from the good people at ProCanix. The Dawson family, just epic family in the sport of pickleball.
Yep. Pros at every level. Been around for a long time. Callan Dawson still very much a threat on the men's side.
And Jen and Steve, just greatest ambassadors you'd ever want for the game. And we blew out a ref mic over there on the side, so we're getting that squared away so that we get the full volume, because when Dave Johnson's calling the score, in fact, I'm going to lay out here for him to call the score once it is absolutely epic. Alan Roman, Petra Reynolds, and Damon Barry's got it if we go video. Go, Dave.
0-2-2.
Oh, good. He gets his money's worth on every call of the score.
That'll wake you up, won't it?
Yes.
2-2.
Good hands from Etta right there.
Yeah, didn't mind the choice by Dizon. She did handcuff Wright just enough, but I think her partner was a little surprised that the speed up happened.
Etta Wright was suspended in midair after that ball was as well.
Yeah, did her best to straighten it out, but couldn't quite change direction.
And there's the black ace power, and it catches Tereschenko. And interesting, you see that Wright and Tereschenko are going to play straight up when they're on the odd defending.
Yeah, I think they're a little worried about the drive from David and Dizon, not wanting to unwind the stack every time. We'll see if it might be a little different.
Yeah, we might have seen a switch here. Wright is definitely going, so. Great handle of the cross attack from Sheehan-Dizon. Tereschenko thought she had something there.
Yeah, no, she's mixing up her locations on her attacks, and she's really getting a lot of backspin and cut on her backhand slice. She's playing well today.
Welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the technical difficulties, and it is a barn burner here in game number 1. We are back going here, and we have a game point for Dizon and David, who have led throughout game 1 here. Oh no, and then a miscommunication in the middle. So Dizon and David take game 1, 11-8. Not the way you like to see a semifinal game end, but we're going to get ourselves all sorted out here on site and get a full game 2 to you. We'll have that for you right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you here. Glad to be able to get all our technical difficulties squared away there just in time to see the last ball hit in game 1. And this is a big moment for Dizon and David to be able to win on the far side. And now they have the better side and a game in their pocket. And then that was a shake, and then David didn't bake. She just reset.
I'm not sure what word would be the correct one for a reset.
I need to come up with
shake
that.
And bake. Shake and wait.
Yeah, shake and wait. I know they have shake weights, so we're going to go with that. A little too much with the left hand there, but I like the aggressive posture that Dizon's taken in the middle of the court here, Kyle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we know how comfortable Vivian David is in that right side setup role a little bit more. It's nice to see Dizon take that aggressive role and really play it well so far today.
There's a great counter from Wright, and 2 quick ones for the 6th seed. Again, the winner moves on to Championship Sunday.
Yeah, a lot on the line. Tereschenko and Wright didn't start great in game 1. They made a push back, and we'll see what they can do on the tougher side traditionally today.
Second serve.
The other thing we wondered was who's going to play the left. It was Wright to start with, but now Wright is right.
Easy to remember.
It is. I like when they do that. We'll see Matt Wright on the right later as well. Big swing from Dizon, catches the net. 3-zip for Tereschenko and Wright.
Yeah, a lot of similarities between the Tereschenko game on the left and the Dizon game. They both have a heavy one-handed backhand slice, but if they attack, it's usually going to be with 2 hands.
I think that caught the line from Vivian David, so she snuck in there with the 2-handed backhand and then just caught the outside of the line. Well done from David.
And she's so tough to attack because she knows when to take that slight step back to give herself just a little bit more reaction time to get on top of her counter punches.
And a rare miss after a really nice reset from Megan Dizon. You can see the work she's put into her game. Absolutely. At the kitchen and in the transition area. I'll tell you who's not having technical difficulties is Dave Johnson, our referee. That voice is on point. And it's Etta Wright with the last reply. And Kyle, this is the first dinking we've seen all day.
Yeah, we're seeing traditional patient pickleball. Now they're trying to hit assertive dinks to their credit, but it doesn't look like either team's wanting to pull the trigger off the bounce. They're really waiting for a high ball in order to initiate. So it's going to come down to who's got those dinks dialed in and who can just keep their error count down.
So what do you do if you're Vivian David? You got the apple of their eye is clearly the backhand of Sheehan-Dizon. They're making her hit a ton of balls from there. How do you get involved?
Well, you know, you have to think about what way you'd want to get involved. Right now, they're not really changing the pattern and dinking to you. So, I mean, you could take the risk of leaning in and covering middle. That's one way. The other way would be to say, listen, I'm going to trust my partner. If she does make a mistake, I want to help her out. So maybe being back off the line to be able to handle those attacks better might not be a bad choice. So I'd like to see her either pinch middle and lean in to try to take away that inside foot dink for her partner, or hang back, trust your partner, and just try to increase the efficiency of your counter punching or counter blocking.
So again, we've had back and forth today. We had lots of problem solving yesterday. This is a deep discussion here on center between Vivian David and Sheehan-Dizon. You're not going to have a more supportive partner than Vivian David. There's a good look at Arina Tereschenko. Off to a great start with Etta Wright here in game number 2. And now we're going to just get the right server. You know, that's kind of important. Again, Tereschenko gets the better of Dizon as that sails deep, 5-0.
And that's where Dizon has to ask herself, okay, am I winning this pattern or am I losing this pattern? Do I feel like I have the advantage? If not, she may need to look to change the pattern and take some of her backhand dinks to Etta Wright just to get her partner involved kind of naturally.
Couple of great digs from Etta Wright, and that backhand just comes up short from Tereschenko. So 5-0 for Tereschenko and Wright. Oh my goodness, did she get that?
I think
Tereschenko saying it was short.
Yeah.
And Alan Roman agrees they could challenge this. Looks like it might have come up just short, and that seems to be the unanimous opinion. Man, that would have been the shot of the day from Viv David. And it is Vivian David who gets one and pulls the trigger the second she's got the opportunity.
But Dizon gave her that opportunity because she chose to run around, took a dink to Etta Wright. The natural then response is to go to Vivian David. So just a good way of just changing it up to make sure it's not just you hitting balls out there. Keep your partner in rhythm.
Good response from Sheehan-Dizon there, and it is David who gets the final blow there, so they get the ball back here. There's that wicked one-handed backhand volley from Wright, set up the whole thing.
Yeah, great location, handcuffing Vivian David, wanting to get that extension to use a two-handed backhand, but just forced her to be jammed with only the one hand.
Finally on the board are Dizon and David, and little cheer from Vivian David there.
And Tereschenko's been in such a nice groove on that backhand slice. First time we've seen her come up short in a while.
David attacked again, unlucky off the tape.
Yeah, and she seems to be the one most willing to initiate off the bounce right now. Didn't work out for her on that occasion.
Ball is called wide and overturned.
Yeah, you know, in fast motion, it certainly didn't look wide. So
No.
I have to imagine that's the correct call there.
So they quickly overturned their own call, and once you do that, it is a point to the other side. Ooh, and Sheehan-Dizon blasts one into Wright there.
Yeah, got away from her. Certainly not where she was going,
No.
and she was fortunate that Wright happened to be standing there. Otherwise, that ball was going to go well long.
Yeah, video board saver there. Oh my, what a nice little shot. It looked like she got handcuffed on a ball where she was way ahead.
I think she was surprised by the location, but she did just enough to push that right into the open court.
I mean, you don't usually get behind the grocery cart and hit a winner, but that's exactly what she did.
Like a power block
Yeah.
right there. You always love those when you're trying to mount a comeback.
Nice big first two-handed backhand volley from Wright there. Got a couple of Utah ladies in Wright and Dizon here. Off the net, and she keeps it in. Really good movement from Sheehan-Dizon there.
And you see Vivian David smiling, trying to pump Dizon up. She knows this is a critical time in this match. They would love to book their ticket in straight games here. Got a lot of work to do.
Wright now on the left. Good lead from Dizon there. So the Austin resident Vivian David will serve it back into California resident and former Texas Tech tennis player Tereschenko. Good place on the dink. David's doing a good job when she does get the ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the argument for just moving the ball around. If you have a gain and there's a particular pattern that's working, then go there over and over again. But as you see your opponent start to get grooved into that pattern, that's where just moving the ball around becomes the better choice.
I like that Dizon stayed engaged, just could not get it through the wall.
Yeah, you have to be aggressive enough if you are going to disconnect to stay ahead in the point. If they're able to get it back behind you, it's going to be tough for your team.
Yeah, smart reply from Wright there just to put it into the open court. So chipping away, got within 3 here. Again, winner plays tomorrow against an unknown opponent. We have a doozy coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Just deep from Dizon.
Yeah, Tereschenko did a good job of kind of winning the pattern, pushing Dizon back. She tried to straighten out a counter, but just couldn't quite convert there.
And Tereschenko pulls the trigger here and catches Vivian David. Really nice work from Tereschenko.
And she's putting a lot of backspin on her dinks, giving her the option to potentially get a ball with a little more air under it where she can fire.
And Dizon tries a ball low and off the ground to speed up, and it is now 9-3. Looking like there will be a game 3. Still a couple points to go, and Dizon and David have put the paddles down. They're going to take a timeout. Nice response from Tereschenko and Wright. See if they can finish off game number 2. Kyle, I think one of the big stories right now is, yes, it's chilly, it's 51 degrees, but the window's down to just 4 miles an hour, so the good side may be all sides now.
Yeah, we're seeing that reflect in the scores and also just the tempo of the match.
Yep.
We're having a lot more extended kitchen rallies. Players can be that much more accurate when they're not dealing with these difficult conditions.
That skips off the line and catches Dizon, and we are at a game point for Tereschenko and Wright to force a game number 3. Big swing by Wright is countered by Dizon, so they save a game point.
Yeah, Tereschenko was there, just the ball got on her so quick, wasn't able to straighten that one out.
That's just beautiful pickleball from Megan Dizon.
Yeah, great anticipation, too. She knew when she pulled that two-handed attack cross that the likely counter would be in the middle. She didn't shy away from it, kept moving that direction as she was the player in rhythm.
Good lead by Tereschenko, so they will have their second shot at taking game number 2 right here.
Yeah, Dizon trying to catch them unwinding the stack. Saw a little sliver, just wasn't able to convert.
Etta Wright was digging and digging and digging, and then 5-hole.
Well, she had a ball that sat up and chose to fire the attack, but Dizon recognized that that was likely, really stepped back, and it allowed her to stick that counterpunch.
Oh no, and it's a missed return that says we're going to play 3. So 11-8 one way, 11-4 the other. A humongous game 3 coming up for these 4 ladies. A chance to play on Sunday is on the line. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's a semifinal. We want it to go 3, Kyle. Come on, and it is. So, the team on the far side has won the first 2 games. So let's see what happens here. That is a switch from earlier today. If it's up to Dizon, the black ace says we're done.
Yeah, I thought she did a better job that point of moving it around. Even with going cross court, just going more often to the inside foot of that player helps that ball hit more spots on the court and gets her partner involved.
And the rare switching out of the stack at 0, but that's you can switch, but they chose not to, so they're going to start. They just don't want to have a different thing to try and remember.
Yeah, they're clearly wanting to keep Tereschenko on the left. She seemed to be very much in rhythm in game 2 of just being able to dink for days over there. Not the start they wanted, though, here in game 3 so far.
That is a humongous block from Tereschenko because David had a full swing at 3-0 on her paddle, and Tereschenko replied. Right there, man. And the roll from Vivian David goes just deep, so they get 2. Same backhand, different result right there.
And again, just that idea of if you want to get your partner involved, if you can dink up the line, the natural dink for your opponent is usually then to go cross court. You don't have to overdo it, but if you feel like your partner's kind of on an island and you're not winning that pattern, it makes sense to change up your location with your dinks.
Nice ball down at the feet of Tereschenko. We'll see if Wright noticed this and threatens an Ernie in front of her or not here to counter the counter.
Yep.
Again, the Vivian David two-handed backhand. We like the shake and bake from this team when Dizon is firing.
Yeah, her drive gets on you so quick, and Vivian David very comfortable poaching even on the right side with that two-handed backhand in the middle.
What a get from Tereschenko, and gets out of the kitchen. But Dizon and David prevail.
Great job by Tereschenko to get out of the kitchen, stop her body, and be able to block it. But again, just the onslaught of attacks from David and Dizon, just too much right now.
So there's a very happy high five, and the always smiling Vivian David is feeling very good in her hometown. They've reversed the trend again, and it is Video Wall side that has been the winner for everything. So, Kyle, what do you do when it's this big of a roller coaster? You just won game 2 convincingly, Tereschenko and Wright. Everything's going well, and what? We're down 4?
Well, these athletes have been here before, and they understand that pickleball is a game of momentum. It's a game of runs. They started by doing the right thing. They took a timeout. They're going to reassess their strategy. You know, I would say right now, if you just focus on what worked for them in game 2, is when Wright gets that dink to her, even though naturally she's wanting to go back cross, I think a steady diet of going consistently to that Megan Dizon backhand, it was working for them in game 2. I would stay there as often as possible. And what you'll see happen when players can't kind of get out of jail is they start to fire attacks maybe at the wrong time.
And that'll make for an impatient Vivian David as well.
Yeah, good point.
Nice angle. That is the Wright special sauce right there. So good, and such a severe angle, and that ball barely came up off the ground. Really good. So the timeout pays big dividends there. And they put Wright on the left.
I think that was the change that they ended up going with. Worked out for them for the first couple points.
Wow, what coverage on all sides of your body by 3 of the 4 players there. Vivian David had a long reach in the middle as well.
Yeah, and a little unlucky on the last one. Normally, when the ball's cross court from you, your opponents can't really find your outside hip, but that one was just slow enough. I think she had to play.
At a Wright reset clinic and then at a Wright finishing clinic.
Yeah, so far the timeout has worked perfect. Etta Wright is playing fantastic on the left, and sometimes it's just changing the look slightly that'll throw your opponents off just a little bit.
Etta Wright is right.
Yeah, she's dialed in at the moment. Now, if you're David and Dizon, you want to think about possibly changing your patterns a little bit to go away from the hot player at the moment.
And we are tied at 4. It was 4-0. A timeout was called. A side switch between Wright and Tereschenko. Beautiful problem solving by these two. We're tied at 4.
Absolutely. They're also getting a little more aggressive, too. They're not just waiting for an error. They're creating pressure, occasionally attacking off the bounce.
And the longest point of the match goes to David and Dizon.
Yeah, great job by Dizon, realizing they're giving you a steady diet of balls. She didn't panic and attack too soon, waited for the right opportunity. It's a big momentum point to take that one away.
And a nice job by Dizon and not letting Etta Wright get away at the high third. So 4 apiece. Game number 3. We'll switch sides at 6. And Vivian David with the sorry. She probably means that she's so nice.
That's right. She might be the only sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, there's no not sorry with Viv David.
Great job by her in the middle of that point to dig one out in transition to get them all the way to the kitchen line.
Knife and then double attack, and Megan Design says we will have the lead when we switch up to really good.
And like you said, it was that knife backhand cross court dink that created the pop-up. She leaned in, anticipated that it might come there, and once she sinks her teeth into a forehand, it's see you later.
So Design and David have a 2-point lead. Can they take it to 11? We'll find out. So we've switched ends. David, Design, up 2. Here we go. Oh, and a room service pop-up off the tape, and that's Design crush zone.
Yeah, it's tough to tell, but it might have been an ambitious flick either way from Tereschenko just based on the height of it. Certainly got a little unlucky that it found the tape there.
Oh, Oh my, and they dug and dug and dug some more. Etta Wright misses her favorite shot, and it is 8-4.
Yeah, that was a huge momentum swing there for Dizon and David.
And now they catch Tereschenko in the switch, and David is the one who's finishing it off 9-4.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. That shake and bake play, especially if Dizon is the driver, is looking really, really good for them.
So, side switch, you think what's going to happen? Man, they get 3 in a row after that, and they are feeling very, very good.
Yeah, been such a tough match to predict because the tempo will change from the shake and bake quick points to really long, drawn-out kitchen points. Certainly nice to get those cheap ones when you can.
Out there, and we thank the pickleball tournaments team that's here from the crack of dawn till the end of the day. 1,150 amateurs playing out there, the volunteers, all those great referees, refereeing not just the pros, but everybody that's out there. It's terrific.
Yeah, it really does take a village to put on a production like this, but it gets better every single tournament. It's great to see for pickleball.
Just couldn't quite dig that out. Second chance here. Got to thank the PPA staff, too. They've been dealing with the weather, the elements, and we just keep rolling. Vivian fended off a couple, but couldn't get the last one. So a 9-4 lead. That timeout was humongous.
And we've got Tereschenko back on the left now.
That will float a little wide. Just deep, and now is when, okay, do nerves and pressure enter what we're talking about here? Not scared to pull the trigger there is Sheehan-Dizon, so only give up one. Another chance to get to 10.
Yeah, did a nice job of leaning in with her long frame there and punishing that dink that floated.
And that hits the tape, and we are on Championship Sunday point for David and Dizon.
10-5-1.
And that will do it. Sheehan-Dizon, Vivian, David, welcome to Sunday. That is a tremendous run. They make it happen in game 3 after getting run over 11-4 in game 2. They rally back, and look at how happy those two are. That is one heck of a run. It's happening all the time here, Kyle.
It seems like every week we've got a surprise team in the finals playing on Championship Sunday. This is why these athletes put in the time on court when no cameras are around so that they have this opportunity. Great to see them break through.
So, a tremendous battle from those 4 players, and they are thrilled to get to talk to Hannah Johns. If you get to talk to Hannah Johns, you've had a good day. It'll be Dizon and David, the happy hugging 7th seed that'll play tomorrow. Welcome back, everybody. A tremendous battle was won by Vivian David and Sheehan-Dizon, and playing fantastic all day long. Let's hear what they have to say. They're with Hannah Johns.
Welcome back to Championship Court, everyone. Sheehan-Dizon, Vivian David heading to Championship Sunday. Guys, congratulations. Such an incredible match. It went to 3. The fans just loved to see it. Talk me through what was in your head going into that final game. What did you want to do well?
Me and Viv just wanted to play aggressive and let loose, and that's what we did, and we came out on top. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's a lot more than we saw on the court, but you're being modest right now. Vivian, you just joined the tour this year as a newly signed player. What's it like to make your way to the top, figure out those partnerships, and figure it all out and end up in a final?
I mean, it's really encouraging to come up against the best in the world and being able to compete with them and find ourselves in a final. So it's super exciting. I love it. Playing with Megan today was just so fun. I knew she's a sweetheart. She likes her left side, and she played like an absolute beast. So it made my job very easy. But yeah, just super excited to compete with her tomorrow in the finals.
Well, Megan, this will be your second final. It's your first time playing with Vivian. What do you want to do well in the final tomorrow?
Really just enjoy the moment, kind of what we did today, just be very aggressive and let loose and go out swinging. Yeah.
Love it, guys. Good luck in that final. With that, we're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with the last 2 semifinals. Don't go anywhere.